All right, Joe, welcome back. An onslaught by the Nigerian Armed Forces against Boko Haram in Sambisa Forest, codenamed Operation Deep Punch 2, is said to have recorded successes. Many Boko Haram fighters have surrendered, and the military says it has rescued 3,475 civilians abducted by the terrorist group.
These are Boko Haram adoptees, fortunate to be alive. They had been in captivity in the Sambisa forest for more than 4 years. Many of the children brought in here are malnourished, and their mothers lack basic hygiene, with many of them on crutches and finding it so difficult to walk. Wheelchairs were given to them on arrival by the medical team of the Nigerian Air Force at their base. Major General Rogers Nicholas is the theater commander Operation Lafia Dole. He explains to TVC News what these victims will undergo after their arrival.
The operation is still ongoing. We are still pursuing them, and we'll assure you that in due course we'll be able to round up the situation.
Some of the rescued victims speak on their terrible years in captivity.
This is 4 years with Catch Me. Before then Catch Me, she carried us go inside Parisu.
I have been rescued by soldiers and they are treating us well. I'm happy to be free at last.
Have taken total control of the Sambisa forest. We've broken the heart and soul of Shekau group. We've taken over the Camp Zero and environment. They are on the run, and we are pursuing them to wherever they go. This time around, there is no escape for any of them.
The victims were later handed over to the Borno state government by the theater commander of Operation Lafia Dole. These are lucky victims who had undergone terrible experiences in the hands of Boko Haram fighters. Today, they are a very happy bunch, lucky to be free and happy to be given a warm reception by the Nigerian Armed Forces.
All right, joining us from our Abuja studio is retired Major General and Security Strategist, Major General Abiodun Role. Thank you for joining us on the show, and good morning.
Good morning.
Now, how impressive really is this feat by the Nigerian military, who have been sticking the fight to Boko Haram? Can you hear me? How impressive is the efforts of the Nigerian military so far?
And that they've been doing a very good job. They've been able to pursue the insurgents to their various nooks and crannies, to be able to rescue all those civilians in terrible health state.
General Role retired, of course. So what do you think is responsible for this latest success story on the part of the Nigerian military? They've been beating their chests, saying, look, we've taken over the whole of Sambisa forest. And as a matter of fact, Shekau, the strong man of Boko Haram, is on the run right now.
Well, what you are witnessing right now is what we call the collapse of the center of gravity of the insurgents. And now they're on the run. They can't hold together. Everything about them has collapsed. And that's why you find the military being able to rescue this number of unfortunate individuals who have been in captivity over this long period of time.
All right, Shekau and some of the Boko Haram members who fled are now at large. Are they not more deadly now that they escaped from the Sambisa forest?
Well, they cannot pull their strengths together that like they used to be. Of course, we'll have the sneaker terrorists, those that will sneak in to cause havoc from time to time. And that's where the citizens have to be extra vigilant about those who might want to be sneaking in, like what we had in Konduga 2 days ago, which was very unfortunate. Sneakers like that will still continue because they still want to prove something. But as it is, they cannot pull their strength together. They have been seriously decimated, and I think the military has done a good job so far.
But then again, it looks like whatever gains the military is recording in the fight against Boko Haram, it's losing in the war against herdsmen, farmers clashes. How can the military ensure that it wins on both ends?
Well, if you observe very well, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, that's Mr. President, has given directive to the Inspector General of Police to tackle the herdsmen's issue. And that was why Mr. President gave the IG the directive to go to Benue and also to go to Zamfara. It's all in a bid to ensure that the police, as the first line of security, take up those responsibilities before bringing in the armed forces. It's not that the armed forces will not participate. Troops of 1 Infantry Division have been doing a lot of work in the North Central, particularly in Zamfara area. And even in Benue environment, the security agencies, the army in particular, has been supporting the efforts of the police.
All right, don't you think, and are you confident really that reformed Boko Haram members who are being put through the DRR program, that's de-radicalization, rehabilitation, and then reintegration into the society, that they do not pose any threat to Nigeria after they are released?
Well, that's something that every citizen, particularly the citizens within the environment where they will be integrated, have to accept as their responsibilities. They have to keep eyes on them, particularly after their period of de-radicalization, and then having gone through various rehabilitative programs. It is believed that most of them will reintegrate back into the society and haven't realized that the cause they pursued was a cause that had no profit for them.
Of course, we do gather that most of these successes could not have been recorded without the input of the local communities in providing information that leads to intelligence. How can the Nigerian military ensure that the communication lines are open between the local communities and, of course, the military that's involved in this theater of war?
Well, it's one impressive thing about this whole operation is that it has given the citizens the opportunity to express their confidence in the armed forces. And a lot of the successes that have been recorded came from information, credible information from the citizens themselves. And having gone through lots of pains, having gone through a lot of environmental devastation, having gone through the destruction of the means of livelihood, the citizens don't want the situation to recur again. And I'm sure they will take it as a matter of responsibilities to ensure that they keep in touch with all the security agencies to ensure that what has happened in these past few years do not recur.
All right. The military commander has asked that Shekau be captured dead or alive, and 169 terrorists have been captured in about 6 weeks. What would the arrest or the capture of Shekau mean to his followers?
Well, it would be nice to capture the leader of any insurgent group because capturing him and interrogating him will open up a lot of things, will open up a lot of information because it's when you speak with them directly, it's when you interrogate them directly that you get quite a number of, you get a lot of information that will help in the overall security. And of course, it will lower the morale of his followers when they know very well that their role model is no longer there. That their role model, you know, is already have become so powerless. Naturally, they will all diffuse and then go into hidings, or they just naturally surrender, like some of them have been doing, knowing full well that everything they've been doing over the years is, you know, is in vain.
Well, some are saying that capturing Shekau might not even change anything because terrorism is a deadly ideology that regardless of the person at the top of control, if removed, it won't stop the terrible movement. Of course, we know Al-Qaeda and some other terrorist groups at one point or the other had leaders.
Well, if you watch the trend all over the world, from Al-Qaeda to ISIS to the Maghreb and you know, Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb and all of those, you'll see a reduction in the propagation of the ideology. It's not that the ideology is not in there, but it's the ability to diminish its propagation that makes all the difference. You can hold an ideology. It's your ability to propagate it that makes all the difference. They succeeded in the short run in Nigeria to propagate their ideology, but having been well countered, now we are seeing a diminish of such ideology, particularly when they know that it's not benefiting.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Major General Biodun Role, of course, retired. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast this morning. We hope that the military will continue to gain more grounds and, you know, stabilize and restore security, not only in the northeast, but across the Nigeria, where all kinds of crisis, you know, security issues are present.
Yeah, but the soldiers are really trying.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, that's it for now. There's still more
Sports.
to talk about on TVC Breakfast this morning, and of course, Mayowa Ajayi is standing by to lead us in the way.